And there's just not a lot of like fantastic players in the NCAA men's basketball, that are just like, hey, I want to see that guy play and see what's going on. So from that perspective, I kind of get that storyline.
Is it the players or is it the product that you talk about all the time?
To me, you look at it as a product, and it's taken a little while to get here, but if you look at the top, projected 10 picks or so, like a big chunk of those are not playing college basketball. They're going, into your overtime elite programs. They're going into the Ignite. They're guys that are overseas. So you're not seeing like a lot of just premier high level talent guys in the NBA.
Of course, we got UConn being the favorite. UConn is the last, I don't know, 10 to 15 years they've been very highly competitive.
No, not really.
No?
The arc, we're talking about the men, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying winning championships, but I'm saying competitive.
UConn's, to me, and I grew up in Connecticut. When I was growing up in the late 80s, before I went to Florida State, UConn was like the Big East doormat.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had the great like Patrick Ewing, Georgetown teams. Villanova had some teams. Syracuse had some teams. Connecticut was the automatic win in the Big East. They were the team that all the good teams pounded.
You schedule your homecoming, you better be UConn.
Then entered Jim Calhoun. And that guy built that program from nothing into a monster. Like literally as soon as I left to go to Florida State, like they started getting good.
Yeah.
And during his prime, I believe they won 3 titles with him. Things like that they normally do got a little rough at the end. And then they've kind of been up and down since. They had one shining moment with Kevin Ollie where they won a title, but then he had some issues and they fell apart. And then they hired Danny Hurley. And I thought that this was a fantastic hire. I'm a huge fan of Bob Hurley Sr., the St. Anthony's coach. Read a lot of stuff about him, seen a lot of documentaries. In case you're not aware, that's Bobby Hurley, the old Duke guy's father. Coached probably the best high school coach that's ever existed in high school basketball. And Danny's his other son, played at Seton Hall, has been bouncing around coaching high school, coaching college. And UConn hires him, and he's just been fantastic. And he's like his dad. He's a super intense guy, kind of that like northeastern New York swagger thing going. And he's built an absolute monster. And Dion actually paraphrased his quote earlier this year. About 3 or 4 years ago, in his first year at the job, they were getting beat, and it was very mediocre. He was at a press conference after a game, and he was clearly frustrated. And he's not a guy that hides frustration. And he just kind of was like, there wasn't even a question pending in the interview, and he's just like, "If you're gonna get us now, because it's coming." And you won't be able to do it again. And now he said it. Like two years later, they were champions last year, rolled through the tournament, been really good all year. And to me, that's the team I want to win. I think they have as good a chance as anybody.
Yeah. So if you're filling out your bracket, that needs to be your winner in
ride
most
the
brackets.
Huskies.
Yeah.
Ride the Huskies.
All the way through. I'm a huge UConn fan myself on both sides, men and women, and everything you're saying is absolutely accurate. I think Danny's the right man for the job for that one for sure.
Yeah.
They play great team basketball. Nobody is selfish. Everybody gets the glory.
And they just play so damn hard. Like they just wear people down with intensity. And they don't. Like, I don't feel, maybe the draft will show us otherwise, but this is not a team that has, like, 3 lottery players.
They got one, the freshman Stephon Castle, number 5. That's it.
He'll be good.
But they don't go away from the modern game. In today's game, there's positionless basketball. They use the big man.
Yeah.
They used last year, Sonogo, and then this year, Klinging. So.
Yeah.
Where did Sonogo
go? He was G League for the Chicago Bulls. And then Hawkins last year, New Orleans Pelicans, and then Andre Jackson for the Bucks.
He just had that crazy dunk where his head was above the rim.
Yeah, that was
on
it.
the
Yeah.
putback dunk.
So they had 3 guys that go into the league off last year's championship team, but none of them like came in and like get rookie of the year or those type of guys. I mean, they're good basketball players. They're tough and they're effective. And this team feels very much the same. There's not a guy that's going to go in the top 5 on this roster. Castle's a freshman,
Freshman, yeah.
you know, and he's probably got the most,
Cachet.
upside,
Yeah.
cachet. But I love Newton.
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah.
just
He
a
doesn't miss to
tough
do it
ass-
all. He does.
Yeah, he's just one of
Mr.
these
Triple
guys. He had a
Double.
couple triple doubles. He's like a guard. And again, I'm not sure how it's going to translate for him. He's not like an elite shooter. He doesn't seem like he's an elite athlete, but he's just
He's
a
a
ball
glue
player.
guy. Yeah, ball. Yeah, exactly.
Just a
A
ball
glue guy
player.
and do whatever you need him to do.
So outside of UConn, what's a team that you would be shocked if they had an early round exit?
Purdue again. I mean, they showed us last year. They lost to a 16 seed, but I would say Purdue. They got an easy bracket in my opinion.
Yeah. Easy bracket and a really solid team.
Or they was the number 2 overall. Number 2 overall.
Yeah, they've
one.
been top 4 all year.
All year,
pretty
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And they have a big man that
Zach Edey. Oh goodness.
he's to me like an old school big man. I don't know how he translates in the NBA.
I think he plays overseas.
Yeah, yeah. He's probably done enough that somebody will draft him and he'll get a chance in the league. But I think more than likely he'll be an overseas guy.
Exactly. This is gonna be his second year he wins Player of the Year. So back-to-back years.
But like again, you're not really an NBA guy.
Yeah. And is he their best player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably so.
By far.
Yeah.
Okay. And so are you guys bracket guys? Have you put in a few brackets?
One of my coworkers hit me up with a bracket challenge, so I filled it out. I got UConn winning. You know who my favorite guy to watch though in college basketball is Rob Dillingham.
Rob Dillingham from Kentucky.
Yeah,
That boy nice.
Just to watch,
He is
like
nice.
he's a guard. He's really slick. He's a scorer. He's fearless. Like I
He
really like
reminds me
watching.
of SGA from Thunder.
Yeah. I can see
he's
him with that, but yeah. He's to me he's the best watch like as an individual player in a tournament.
How many must-watch guys are in this tournament?
Not many.
Not many. The boys are not many. Not many. It's not.
And I think that's one of the, like there's a momentum we're going to address, I guess, momentarily, but like there's this notion that the women's game is more appealing and the women's tournament is got more storylines. And there's just not a lot of like fantastic players in the NCAA men's basketball, that are just like, hey, I want to see that guy play and see what's going on. So from that perspective, I kind of get that storyline.
Is it the players or is it the product that you talk about all the time?
To me, you look at it as a product, and it's taken a little while to get here, but if you look at the top, projected 10 picks or so, like a big chunk of those are not playing college basketball. They're going, into your overtime elite programs. They're going into the Ignite. They're guys that are overseas. So you're not seeing like a lot of just premier high level talent guys in the NBA. And I don't think this year in general it's believed to be a great draft class.
It's not.
We're not looking, even including the foreign guys and other guys, it's not a class that people are, salivating over.
Yeah, it's the next 2 classes that people
Potentially,
with
yeah.
Cooper Flag. in
Yeah,
the next,
Cooper is in the next one. Then there's another young guy. That's a
They got the
junior.
Boozer twins. The Boozer twins.
the
Cameron.
Boozer twins. One of them's kind of notably better than
Yeah,
the other, I
yeah.
believe.
He's number 1, and he was behind Cooper until Cooper moved up so he reclassed. I think it's Cameron Boozer.
All 3 of those guys, are they planning to take the college route? Do we know that yet?
Cooper's going
to
to
Duke.
Okay.
And then what have the Boozers declared? what
They haven't declared yet.
Okay.
They have offers from every team in the country.
Sure.
So it's really for them. They're going to make a decision whether to go the college route or pursue an alternative route.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up with that.
Okay. Boozer, Carlos Boozer.
Carlos
Yeah,
Boozer.
his
Their
twin
kids,
sons.
yeah.
Are they the real deal?
One of them
Yeah.
is the real deal.
One of them is the real deal.
Cameron's the real deal. Caden, he's not bad. He's just
It's
not as
the
good as
same
his brother. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, they're forwards, guards.
Like skilled bigs.
Mm-hmm.
Skilled bigs.
Skilled
Yeah, I
bigs.
think they're like 6'8" or 9.
One of them
Ballpark.
6'8", one is 6'4", and
Okay.
yeah, they're real
The
deal.
better one's the taller one.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
They just won the championship against Oak Ridge in the championship.
Yeah. You know
In overtime.
who coached? I don't know if he still coaches it. Nate Moran's brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Coaches what?
Coaches the
Boozer
Boozer brothers
twins
down in South Florida.
Oh okay.
Yeah. At to school.
Nate, I'm sure he's seen him. He's had to go
They
down
put
there.
it-
a
yeah,
few
yeah,
times.
for sure. Yeah, no, he's
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely,
Okay,
definitely.
okay.
familiar.